in order to lead others, you need to be able to lead yourself. Some call this personal leadership. And I think the issue of being able to lead yourself is very much a key element in leadership. And, well, leading yourself is very much about knowing yourself as a person, your qualities. And it's also, of course, about having sort of a control of your impulses and being able to adjust your behavior according to the system, to the context that you're a part of. Very much like an actor partaking in a play on a stage. But leading yourself is also very much about giving yourself a direction. Just like a company, an organization needs a goal, a vision, a direction to sort of strive towards. That is something you also need as a person, as an individual leader. You need a leadership vision for yourself. And you need to think a lot about how to reach this vision from the starting point where you are at today. And perhaps the great William Shakespeare can teach us something about this, about the importance of a personal vision. Let's look at William Shakespeare's play about King Henry V. So we need to move back in time, back to the year 1407. And we are within the castle in London. And the young Henry V has just been crowned king. He's gone through all the things that you go through before stepping into such an important role to be the leader of a country. He has been in his dying father's bedroom. He's been looking at the crown, anticipating it. Soon it is my turn. He has been crowned, he has gotten the crown on his head, and he is now the leader of England. And he is walking around within the castle. And he's thinking about this new role of his. And he's thinking about what he wants to do with this role, who he wants to be as a king. And this is a journey that we all need to do when we step into the role of a leader. We need to think about what kind of leader we want to be, how we want to be remembered as a leader. And we need to express a leadership vision. So Henry is walking around, and what do you think that he is thinking about? What questions are going through his head? Well, Shakespeare calls his reflection to the scale of life. And it is quite sort of deep thoughts that this new king is thinking about. It's very existential. The first question he asks himself is about purpose and meaning, because he is thinking about what's the point? What's the point that it's me that is now King of England? Is there a particular purpose? Is there a particular meaning that it's me? Or could it have been anyone, someone else? Am I merely a coincidence? I think this is something we can think about also as a leader in modern time. Are you a coincidence? Could it have been someone else? Or is there actually a purpose, a meaning, that it is you that is now the leader of this that you are now leading? Well, the Henry V, he says to himself that I am not going to be a coincidence. As long as it is up to me, I will make sure that my time as the King of England will be meaningful. I will create a purpose that it was Henry V that was the King of England during this period. So he wants his time as king to be meaningful, to have purpose. So now he starts to think about what it is that he wants to do. What footprint does Henry V want to leave in the history books of England? What does he want it to say when they write the history books about Henry V? What is it going to say? And I think that is also something we can think about in modern times. What footprint do I want to leave as a leader within this organization? In a couple of years when I leave, well, they're not going to write history books about me, of course, but they are going to talk about me when they sit along the table and have their coffee or tea or whatever. What do I want them to say? What is the story about me going to be when I have left the organization? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish as a leader? How do I want to be remembered? And this, my friends, is all about my personal vision as a leader. Henry V has a personal vision. He has something he wants to be remembered by. And he wants to be remembered as the king that unified this disrupted country and made it to flourish. This is what they are going to write in the history books about Henry V. So that's his personal vision. And now he starts to think about, so how will I unify England? How will I make England flourish? What challenge is confronting me? What sort of obstacle do I need to take myself through before I can reach my personal vision? Now, for Henry V, this is quite interesting because he realizes that when he was a young boy, according to the current law, he actually had a claim on the throne of France. So the challenge that he puts up to himself in order to unify England and to make England flourish will be to invade France. And this is, of course, not something that I would recommend in modern times. That's not sort of the challenge that I would see that you put in front of yourself when you think about what challenges you are facing in order to accomplish your personal vision as a leader. This is a metaphor. After expressing this challenge, Henry thinks about the first steps in order to sort of embrace this challenge, in order to deal with it, to start moving towards reaching his personal vision. And you, as a manager, also need to think about, so this is your personal vision. This is how you want to be remembered as a leader. And this is the challenge that you see, that you need to deal with in order to get closer to your vision. So here we need to start thinking about the first steps in order to deal with the challenge and reaching your personal vision.